In the dead of night, a husband slips away to paradise with his mistress, leaving his cancer-stricken wife fighting for her life alone. But as she battles chemo's brutal grip, she uncovers his betrayal and unleashes a revenge that shatters everything, turning love into a deadly financial war. What if the man you trusted most vacations in luxury while you're hooked to IVs, praying to survive? This isn't just infidelity. It's a cold-blooded abandonment that exposes the darkest corners of human greed and deception. If you're hooked on these shocking true crime tales that peel back the layers of betrayal, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a twist. But let's go back to where it all began. The sun dipped low over the Chicago skyline as Ethan Blackwell, a sharp-suited 38-year-old hedge fund manager, locked eyes with Sophia Reed across a crowded networking event in 2012. She was 25, an ambitious gallery assistant with fiery red hair and a laugh that cut through the corporate chatter. They bonded over vintage wines and modern art, their conversation electric. By the end of the night, numbers exchanged, and what started as coffee dates spiraled into a whirlwind romance. Ethan proposed 2 years later on a private yacht, Sophia's tears mixing with the sea spray. Their wedding was a spectacle, black-tie affair in a historic mansion, guests toasting their perfect match. Fast forward to 2020, 2 kids, Liam and Ava, a sprawling suburban estate with infinity pools and imported marble. Ethan climbed the ranks, pulling 6-figure bonuses. Sophia curated exhibits that drew elite crowds. Neighbors whispered about their golden life, charity galas, ski trips to Aspen, kids in elite schools. But cracks formed silently. Ethan's late nights multiplied, blamed on market volatility. Sophia, juggling motherhood and career, felt the distance grow like a shadow. In 2022, during a routine checkup, Sophia's world shattered. Stage 2 ovarian cancer. The doctor's words hit like a freight train, aggressive, but treatable with chemo. Ethan held her hand, promising to fight alongside her. But inside, panic brewed. His secret life was already in motion. It started innocently enough, or so Ethan told himself. At a 2021 conference in Miami, he met Isabella Cortez, a 28-year-old fintech analyst with olive skin and a predatory smile. Their flirtation ignited over cocktails, evolving into stolen lunches and encrypted texts. Isabella was thrill incarnate. No kids, no strings, just raw ambition matching his. By mid-2022, as Sophia prepped for surgery, Ethan was deep in the affair, booking hotel suites under fake names. Guilt gnawed, but excitement overpowered it. "This is just stress relief," he'd mutter in the mirror. Sophia's diagnosis amplified everything. She endured endless scans, her body a battlefield. Ethan showed up for appointments, but his mind wandered to Isabella's messages buzzing in his pocket. Friends noticed his detachment, eyes glazing over during family dinners. Sophia chalked it up to worry, confiding in her sister Mia. "He's carrying so much." Little did she know, Ethan was funneling cash to Isabella. Gifts, trips disguised as business. As chemo began in fall 2022, Sophia's hair fell in clumps, her energy sapped. Nausea hit like waves. She begged Ethan for support. He'd nod, then vanish for client meetings. One night, vomiting alone, she whispered, "Where are you when I need you?" The answer, in Isabella's arms, plotting their next escape. Winter 2023 brought blizzards and breaking points. Sophia's treatments intensified, ports inserted, veins burning from toxins. She leaned on Mia, who moved in to help with kids. Liam, 8, drew get-well cards. Ava, 6, clung to her mom's weakening frame. Ethan, he announced a critical deal in the Bahamas, mid-February. "It's make or break for our future," he lied, kissing Sophia's bald head. She forced a smile, too frail to argue. In reality, Ethan and Isabella jetted off to a 5-star resort. White sands, private cabanas, champagne toasts under stars. Photos later leaked. Them entangled on beaches, laughing as if the world didn't exist. Back home, Sophia collapsed during a session, fever spiking to 103. Mia rushed her to ER, dialing Ethan frantically. "Voicemail. Your wife's dying. Where the hell are you?" No reply. The kids cried themselves to sleep. Mia, suspicious, hacked Ethan's iCloud. Found deleted emails, resort bookings. Rage boiled. She confronted Sophia in the hospital. He's not alone. Proof poured out. Receipts for jewelry, lingerie. Sophia's eyes hardened. That bastard. As Ethan lounged in paradise, sipping Mai Tais, his wife plotted from her bed. No tears now, just fury. She called a lawyer, voice steady. I want everything. The betrayal hit Sophia like a second cancer, metastasizing into resolve. While Ethan extended his trip by 2 days. More time for Isabella's whispers of fresh start. Sophia mobilized. Mia dug deeper. Bank statements showed siphoned funds. Offshore accounts Ethan hid. He's been planning this, Mia hissed. Sophia, between 4 drips, consulted divorce shark Victor Hale. Adultery during terminal illness? We'll bury him. They froze assets quietly, using joint access. Sophia sold stocks, liquidated bonds. Millions funneled to trust for the kids. The family yacht? Auctioned overnight. Ethan's prized art collection, gone to anonymous buyers. She even tipped the IRS about his shady trades. Ethan landed back, Ting glowing, expecting sympathy hugs. Instead, silence. A note on the counter. I know everything. Get out. Divorce papers attached, detailing the affair, abandonment. His phone exploded, bank alerts, accounts drained. What the? He stormed to the office, only to find FBI agents waiting. Mr. Blackwell, we have questions about fraud. Isabella ghosted him, sensing the storm. Sophia, from her chemo chair, watched the news break. Millionaires cheating scandal rocks elite circles. Whispers turned to headlines. Gossip sites buzzing with vacation from hell. Ethan's world crumbled. Clients fled. Reputation in tatters. But Sophia, she fought on. Cancer in remission by summer. He thought he'd break me, she told Mia. But I rebuilt stronger. As the scandal erupted, Ethan's desperation peaked. He begged Sophia for mercy in tearful voicemails. It was a mistake. Think of the kids. She deleted them, focusing on recovery. Court dates loomed, custody battles, asset divisions. Ethan's lawyers spun tales of midlife crisis, but evidence mounted. Text from Isabella. Leave her already. She's holding you back. Witnesses testified. Colleagues saw his distractions, neighbors his absences. The judge, stone-faced, ruled. Sophia got primary custody, the house, half the remaining fortune, plus alimony. But the real shocker? FBI probe uncovered Ethan's insider trading, tied to Isabella's firm. Indicted on federal charges, he faced 5 years. Isabella flipped, testifying for immunity. He said his wife was as good as gone from the cancer. Gasped in court. Ethan, handcuffed, glared at Sophia across the room. She met his eyes, unblinking. You vacation while I fought death. Now rot. Post-trial, Sophia thrived. Remission celebrated with a solo exhibit. Kids resilient. Ethan, prison stripes, reflecting on greed's cost. This tale isn't just betrayal. It's a stark reminder of human frailty. How one man's selfishness ignites a chain of destruction, leaving scars that time barely heals. Yet in the ashes, strength emerges, proving revenge can be the ultimate survival tool. Sophia Blackwell sat in the sterile glow of her hospital room, the hum of machines a grim soundtrack to her unraveling life. Her bald scalp glistened under fluorescent lights, chemo's brutal toll etched into her sunken cheeks. Yet her eyes burned with a fire no cancer could extinguish. The folder Mia clutched, stuffed with bank statements, hotel receipts, and grainy photos of Ethan laughing with Isabella on a Bahamian beach, lay on the bed like a loaded gun. Sophia traced the edge of a receipt, $8,000 for a diamond bracelet she never wore. He bought her my future, she whispered, voice raw. Mia, perched on a chair, gripped her hand. We'll make him pay, sophomore. Every cent. Outside, Chicago's skyline loomed, indifferent to the war brewing in room 412. Sophia wasn't just fighting for survival now. She was fighting for justice, and she'd burn Ethan's world to the ground before letting him win. Days bled into nights, each marked by 4 drips and whispered plans. Sophia, though frail, was a general plotting a siege. Mia became her eyes and ears, digging through Ethan's digital footprints. Passwords cracked, emails unearthed, every secret exposed like raw nerves. Ethan's offshore account in the Caymans, fattened with $2 million in consulting fees, screamed deceit. He thought I'd die before finding out, Sophia said, her laugh bitter as bile. Mia uncovered more. Ethan had wired Isabella $50,000 for business expenses just before Sophia's diagnosis. The betrayal wasn't just emotional, it was a calculated heist. Victor Hale, the divorce attorney with a reputation for shredding opponents, met them in secret. His office, all glass and steel, mirrored his ruthless edge. "We've got him on abandonment and dissipation of assets," Victor said, flipping through Mia's evidence. "But we need to move fast, before he smells trouble." Sophia nodded, her mind racing. She'd spent years building Ethan's empire, hosting clients, polishing his image. Now, she'd dismantle it brick by brick. While Ethan basked in post-vacation glow, oblivious to the storm, Sophia struck. Using joint access, she drained their brokerage accounts. $3.4 million moved to a trust for Liam and Ava. The lakefront condo, a gift from Ethan's firm, hit the market under a shell company. Sold in 48 hours, cash wired to a new account. Untouchable. Sophia's hand shook as she signed the papers. Not from fear, but adrenaline. "He'll come home to nothing," she told Mia, a ghost of a smile breaking through. Victor flagged Ethan's shady trades, stock tips swapped with Isabella's firm, skirting insider laws. A tip to the SEC was drafted, anonymous but damning. Sophia's plan wasn't just divorce, it was annihilation. At home, the kids sensed the shift. Liam, quiet and watchful, stopped asking about Dad. Ava drew angry scribbles, black storms swallowing stick-figure families. Mia shielded them, keeping Sophia's war hidden. But whispers spread. Neighbors noticed Ethan's car gone, Sophia's gaunt frame at school drop-offs. "Poor thing, cancer and a missing husband," they murmured at coffee shops. If only they knew the truth. Ethan, back in Chicago, played the doting husband for show. He brought flowers to the hospital, his tan clashing with Sophia's pallor. "Missed you, babe," he said, voice smooth as ever. Sophia stared, seeing not her husband, but a stranger who'd gambled their life for a fling. She played along, weak smiles masking her fury. "How was the deal?" she asked, knowing there was no deal. Ethan fumbled. It's progressing." His phone buzzed. Isabella, impatient. "When can we meet?" He silenced it, but Sophia caught the name. Her pulse spiked, but she stayed silent, her plan a coiled snake. That night, alone, Ethan checked his accounts. A glitch, he thought, balances frozen. He called the bank, voice rising. "What do you mean, transferred?" The rep's cold reply. "Authorized by Mrs. Blackwell." Panic clawed his chest. He stormed to the condo. Empty, sold. His art collection, Kandinsky Basquiat gone. "Sophia, what the hell?" he texted. No reply. Dawn broke, and Ethan found a voicemail from Victor. "My client knows about Ms. Cortez. We'll see you in court." The city buzzed with rumors as Sophia's plan unfolded. A local blogger, tipped off by Mia's friend, posted, "Hedge fund hotshots beach betrayal. Wife fights back." Clicks exploded, comments vicious. "Cheating while she's got cancer? Monster." Ethan's clients called, spooked by the noise. His boss, a grizzled Wall Street vet, warned, "Fix this, or you're out." Isabella, sensing the tide turning, pulled back. "I didn't sign up for this mess," she texted, then blocked him. Ethan, alone in his rented penthouse, poured whiskey, hands shaking. He'd underestimated Sophia, thinking her illness would keep her weak, compliant. Now, his empire teetered. Meanwhile, Sophia, hooked to chemo, felt alive for the first time in months. Each asset seized, each trap set, was a dose of defiance. "He wanted a new life," she told Mia, eyes glinting. "I'll give him nothing to build it on." But as the stakes rose, so did the risks. Ethan wasn't done fighting, and he had secrets of his own, ones that could turn Sophia's revenge into a dangerous game. Chicago's autumn air turned sharp, slicing through Ethan Blackwell's tailored coat as he stood outside his former mansion. now a fortress of Sophia's defiance. The locks were changed, his key useless. Inside, his children slept, unaware their father was a ghost at his own gate. Ethan's breath fogged in the dusk, his mind a tangle of rage and desperation. Sophia had gutted his world. Bank accounts hollowed, assets vanished, his reputation bleeding out on gossip sites. "She thinks she's won," he muttered, clenching his phone. Isabella's last text. "You're toxic now, Ethan. I'm out," burned in his memory. But Ethan wasn't the type to fold. He'd build a fortune from nothing. He'd fight dirty to keep it. As he drove off, tires screeching, Sophia watched from an upstairs window, her chemo-weakened body rigid with resolve. She'd taken the first shot, but Ethan's silence screamed danger. This war was far from over. Sophia's hospital room had become her war room. Between infusions, she pored over financial records with Mia, her sister's laptop glowing with spreadsheets. Victor Hale, the divorce attorney, joined via encrypted video calls, his voice a low growl. "Ethan's hired a shark, Lydia Crane. She's sniffing for loopholes in your asset transfers." Sophia's lips tightened. Let her sniff. Everything's airtight. She'd been meticulous. Trusts for Liam and Ava. Funds rerouted through shell companies. Every move cloaked in legality. But Ethan's counterattack was brewing. Mia uncovered his latest play. He'd hired a private investigator to tail Sophia, digging for dirt. "He's desperate," Mia said, slamming a photo of a PI's car outside the hospital. "He's betting you've slipped up." Sophia's eyes narrowed. "Then let's give him something to find." She leaned into her plan, her illness no longer a chain, but a strange fuel. Each dose of chemo sharpened her focus, her pain forging a blade of purpose. She wasn't just surviving, she was rewriting her story. Ethan, holed up in a sterile penthouse, wasn't idle. He'd lost millions, but his connections ran deep. Late-night calls to old Wall Street buddies yielded favors. A forensic accountant to trace Sophia's moves, a hacker to probe her accounts. "She's not smarter than me," he told himself, pacing. His PI, a grizzled ex-cop named Ray, delivered. "Your wife's clean, but she's liquidating fast. Offshore trusts, kids' names. She's untouchable unless we find fraud." Ethan smirked. "Then we make fraud." He fed Ray a lead. Forged documents suggesting Sophia had backdated transfers, a lie to paint her as the thief. If he could flip the narrative, he'd claw back his fortune. But doubt not. Nights alone, he saw Sophia's face, not the frail patient, but the woman who'd once matched his ambition. Had he misjudged her? His phone buzzed. Lydia Crane. CC's circling. "Your trades with Isabella's firm? They're not clean." Ethan's stomach dropped. Sophia's anonymous tip had landed. Back at the hospital, Sophia's world teetered. Chemo left her trembling, but her mind was a steel trap. Mia brought news. Ethan's PI was spotted near Liam's school. "He's watching the kids," Mia spat. Sophia's heart raced. Not with fear, but fury. "He's trying to scare me." She called Victor. "File for a restraining order. He doesn't get near them." Victor hesitated. "That'll escalate things." Sophia's voice was ice. "Good." She wasn't just protecting her children. She was baiting Ethan, drawing him into mistakes. Mia, ever loyal, took it further, leaking Ethan's PI tailing to a local reporter. By morning, headlines screamed, "Millionaire stalks cancer-stricken wife's kids." Social media erupted, hashtags like #JusticeForSophia trending. Ethan's firm called an emergency meeting. Clients bailed, citing reputational risk. Sophia, sipping water through cracked lips, scrolled the posts. "He's drowning," she whispered, a grim satisfaction blooming. But a new scan loomed, cancer markers rising. Time wasn't her ally. The city pulsed with the scandal's heat. At a crowded coffee shop, neighbors dissected Ethan's fall. Cheating during chemo? He's scum. Others whispered about Sophia. She's ruthless, selling his art mid-treatment. The truth was Messier, a tangle of love turned venom. Ethan, cornered, lashed out. He crashed a charity gala Sophia once hosted, drunk and loud, shouting to anyone who'd listen. "She's stealing my life." Guests stared, phones recording. The clip went viral. Ethan's slurred rage cementing his ruin. Sophia, watching from her hospital bed, felt no pity. He built this cage, she told Mia. But Ethan's next move blindsided her. Lydia Crane filed a countersuit, accusing Sophia of fraud and emotional distress. The claim: she'd manipulated Ethan's guilt to seize assets. It's a lie, Victor snapped, but the suit gained traction. Ethan's forged documents confused the courts, muddying Sophia's clean trail. Doubt crept in. Had she overplayed her hand? As Liam and Ava drew pictures at her bedside, Sophia steeled herself. "I'm not done," she vowed. Ethan wanted a fight. She'd give him a massacre. Chicago's winter clamped down, snow blanketing the city as Sophia Blackwell's war with Ethan escalated into a public inferno. Her hospital room, once a sanctuary, now buzzed with urgency. Laptops open, Mia scribbling notes, Victor Hale's voice crackling through a burner phone. Ethan's countersuit, accusing Sophia of fraud, had thrown a wrench into her plan. Forged documents, claiming she'd backdated asset transfers, muddied her clean trail. "He's playing dirty," Victor warned, his tie loose, eyes sharp. "The judge is listening." Sophia, propped against pillows, her body battered by chemo, felt a flicker of doubt. But doubt was a luxury she couldn't afford. Her cancer markers were climbing. Time was a thief. "Then we hit harder," she said, voice like steel. Outside, the city feasted on their scandal. #Justice for Sophia trending alongside Ethan's viral gala meltdown. But Ethan wasn't broken yet. He was a predator, cornered and lethal, and his next move would test Sophia's limits. Ethan, exiled to a soulless downtown loft, drowned his panic in bourbon. His empire, once a glittering fortress of wealth, was crumbling. Clients fled, his firm's stock tanked, and the SEC's probe into his trades with Isabella's company tightened like a noose. Yet he clung to one truth: Sophia wasn't invincible. His lawyer, Lydia Crane, was a viper, her strategy ruthless. "We paint her as unstable," Lydia said, pacing his loft, heels clicking. "A dying woman, lashing out, stealing your legacy." Ethan nodded, but his gut twisted. Sophia's strength haunted him. The way she'd stared him down in court, unflinching. His PI, Ray, delivered a bombshell. "She's meeting a journalist. Wants to go public with your affair." Ethan's glass slipped, shattering on the floor. "She's burying me alive," he growled. But he had an ace. Leaked medical records, twisted to suggest Sophia was too sick to manage assets, implying coercion by Mia. If he could sway the court, he'd flip the narrative. He didn't know Sophia was already 3 steps ahead. Sophia's hospital bed was her command center, for lines trailing like battle scars. Mia smuggled in a burner laptop, encrypted to dodge Ethan's hacker. They uncovered his latest play. He'd bribed a hospital clerk for Sophia's records, spinning a tale of mental instability. "He's trying to lock me in a psych ward," Sophia said, her laugh cold. She turned to Victor. "We need leverage now." Victor dug into Ethan's firm, unearthing emails tying him to insider trades with Isabella's boss. "This could send him to prison," Victor said, eyes glinting. Sophia didn't hesitate. She greenlit a leak to a tabloid, the Chicago Pulse. "Hedge fund stars affair and fraud. Wife's cancer battle exposes lies." The story exploded. Front-page photos of Ethan and Isabella, grainy but damning. Social media erupted. "He left her to die." Comments flooded, tearing Ethan apart. His firm suspended him, effective immediately. Sophia, watching the chaos from her bed, felt a surge of power. "He wanted fame," she told Mia. "Let's choke him with it." The kids, Liam and Ava, were collateral damage in the storm. Sophia shielded them, but cracks showed. Liam, 8, overheard neighbors at school. "Your dad's a cheat." He punched a bully, earning a suspension. Ava, 6, woke screaming from nightmares, clutching Sophia's frail hand. "Is Daddy bad?" she whispered. Sophia's heart cracked, but she lied softly. "He's just lost, sweetie." Mia took them to therapy, hiding the sessions from Ethan's PI. But Ethan struck back, filing for emergency custody. "He claims you're unfit," Victor warned. "Says chemo's clouded your judgment." Sophia's blood boiled. She called a contact at the art gallery, selling one last piece, a $500,000 Warhol, to fund a legal blitz. Victor filed a motion, exposing Ethan's PI tailing the kids. The The judge, livid, slapped Ethan with a restraining order. Headline screamed, "Millionaire stalks own children." Ethan's allies dwindled. Even Lydia hesitated, sensing a losing battle. But Sophia knew Ethan wouldn't quit. He was plotting something bigger, darker. Late one night, Ethan met Ray in a dive bar, neon flickering. "I need dirt. Real dirt," Ethan hissed, sliding an envelope of cash. Ray's report chilled him. Sophia had allies, gallery insiders, ex-colleagues, even a whistleblower from his firm. They were feeding her intel, building a case to tie him to fraud. Worse, Isabella had flipped, meeting prosecutors to save herself. "She's spilling everything," Ray said. "Your promises to leave Sophia, the offshore accounts, she's got receipts." Ethan's vision blurred. Betrayed by his mistress, hunted by his wife, he felt the walls closing. He made a call, voice low. "Find me something to ruin her." "Anything." Ray nodded, but unease flickered. Ethan was unraveling, his charm replaced by desperation. Across town, Sophia lay awake, chemo nausea, fading into resolve. A text from Victor, "FBI's raiding Ethan's office tomorrow." She closed her eyes, picturing Ethan's face as the cuffs snapped on. This wasn't just revenge, it was survival. But as the raid loomed, a shadow lingered. Ethan's final card, one that could burn them all. Chicago's spring of 2024 bloomed with deceptive warmth. But for Sophia Blackwell, it was a season of reckoning. Her hospital room, now empty of IVs, stood as a monument to her survival. Remission was confirmed. Her cancer beaten back, though scars lingered, inside and out. But Ethan's betrayal cut deeper than any disease. And today, in a packed courtroom, she'd face him one last time. The gallery buzzed, reporters, neighbors, former friends, all drawn to the Blackwell saga's climax. Sophia sat, frail but unyielding, her eyes locked on Ethan across the room. His tailored suit couldn't hide his hollowed cheeks, the weight of ruin. The FBI raid on his office had cracked his empire wide open. Documents seized, accounts exposed. Now, the judge's gavel loomed like a guillotine. Sophia's sister Mia gripped her hand, whispering, "He's done, sophomore." But Ethan's glare held a flicker of defiance. He'd played his final card, and the fallout would shake them all. The courtroom air was thick with tension. Victor Hale, Sophia's attorney, stood tall, presenting a mountain of evidence. Ethan's insider trades, offshore accounts, and texts to Isabella plotting to hide assets. This man abandoned his wife during her cancer battle, Victor thundered, and defrauded his family for personal gain. The jury leaned forward, riveted. Ethan's lawyer, Lydia Crane, countered with venom, painting Sophia as a vindictive mastermind. She orchestrated a financial coup, exploiting her illness for sympathy, Lydia argued, flashing forged documents that suggested Sophia's fraud. Gasps rippled. Could Sophia's revenge backfire? But Victor was ready. He called a surprise witness, Isabella Cortez. She took the stand, her once confident smirk gone. "Ethan promised to leave his wife," she said, voice flat. "He moved money to protect it from her." A leaked email, sent to Isabella, sealed it. "Sophia's dying. She won't need the cash." The jury's faces hardened. Ethan's head dropped, his last hope crumbling. Outside, the city devoured the trial's twists. The Chicago Pulse ran a headline, "Cheating Millionaire's Final Betrayal Exposed." Social media exploded. Hashtag Justice for Sophia posts surged. Memes mocking Ethan's fall flooding feeds. Neighbors who once envied the Blackwells now pitted them, whispering at school pickups. She fought cancer in him. How'd she do it? But Sophia's victory wasn't clean. Ethan's custody bid, though weakened, clawed at her. He claimed her instability endangered Liam and Ava. The kids, caught in the crossfire, struggled. Liam's fights at school escalated. Ava's nightmares worsened. Sophia shielded them, but guilt gnawed. Had her war cost him too much? Mia, ever her rock, rallied. "You're their strength, sophomore. They'll heal." At night, Sophia read their drawings. Bright colors returning, signs of hope. She vowed to rebuild their world, no matter the trial's outcome. Ethan's desperation peaked as the verdict neared. In a jail cell, awaiting sentencing, He scrawled a letter to Sophia, smuggled through a guard. "You've taken everything. Let me see the kids." Sophia burned it, her fingers trembling. "He doesn't get a beg now," she told Mia. But Ethan's final play wasn't emotional. It was vicious. Ray, his PI, surfaced with a doctored video, leaked to a gossip site. Sophia, allegedly drunk, yelling at Liam during chemo. "She's unhinged," the caption read. The clip spread like wildfire, threatening Sophia's custody case. Victor traced it to Ethan's team, exposing the edit in court. A desperate lie from a desperate man. The judge, furious, struck it down. But the damage lingered. Online trolls called Sophia a vindictive witch, splitting public opinion. She sat through the hate, eyes fixed on the goal. Justice, not just for her, but for Liam and Ava's future. The gavel fell on a rainy April morning. The jury's verdict was unanimous. Ethan guilty of fraud, insider trading, and asset concealment. 5 years in federal prison, millions in fines. Sophia exhaled, a weight lifting. The judge granted her full custody, the house, and half Ethan's remaining wealth. Ethan, cuffed, mouthed, "I'm sorry," as guards led him away. Sophia didn't blink. "Sorry doesn't rebuild a life," she whispered to Mia. Outside, reporters swarmed. "Mrs. Blackwell, how do you feel?" She paused, cameras flashing. "I fought death twice, cancer in him. I'm still here." The crowd roared, her words trending instantly. Ethan's firm collapsed, his name erased from elite circles. Isabella, free but disgraced, vanished to a small town. Sophia, now a symbol of resilience, opened a gallery exhibit. Her art, her story. Liam and Ava laughed again, their scars fading. The Blackwell saga closed, a brutal reminder of greed's cost and survival's price. Sophia, standing tall, proved one truth. Betrayal may break you, but revenge can forge you anew.